Kiran Bedi, congratulations and good evening. Thank you for joining us on this Newshour Direct. Now, I had no idea that you were going to be made the chief ministerial candidate at 50 minutes to midnight yesterday. Did you know? Did you have any advance warning about it?
Let that be a mystery. Let that be a mystery. If I say yes, so. If I say no, I say I did. But I saw this coming instinctively. But I don't think I knew. But instinct sometimes tells you, be prepared.
So, Ms. Bedi, the Arvind Kejriwal says the following. He says that the BJP knew it would lose this election, so they got in Kiran Bedi so she can be made the scapegoat for the loss.
I wish Mr. Kejriwal would have better things to say, more constructive things to say.
But do you feel that you have been brought in so that it doesn't become a Arvind Kejriwal versus Narendra Modi contest? Instead, it becomes Arvind Kejriwal versus Kiran Bedi contest. So if the BJP were not to win, then it is not Mr. Narendra Modi, but Kiran Bedi who takes the blame. Safer option for the BJP.
I think full marks and full credit to the BJP leadership, because I stand for new kind of politics. I stand for new content of politics, because for me politics is a vehicle for change, vehicle for reform, vehicle to govern, vehicle for development, not accusations, not agitations, not negativity. For me, new politics means driving the change for the new generation. Love to see new younger generation going into very civil democracy, not accusatorial democracy, but critical democracy, which is intelligent, knowledgeable. That's what I stand for, and full marks to the BJP leadership, which has brought me in, because that's what I stand for, and that's all I've learnt. That's my education.
I'm a bit surprised, because these were the words that the BJP used to describe Anna Hazare and his protests, including you. They accused you of being accusatory. They accused you of being agitationist. They accused you of negativity. And this is the language the BJP spoke vis-a-vis you. Now you're speaking this language vis-a-vis Arvind Kejriwal.
I'm not speaking against Kejriwal at all so far. Have I uttered a word against him? I'm just saying, we're bringing in, the BJP leadership has a vision. It's sowing the seeds for future politics. Bringing in people like me means change, means new perspectives, new vision, new methodology, new thinking, new approach, and a civil approach. You're talking of the past. Past was scam-ridden. You think I would have ever gone into it if we weren't overburdened by the scams? Overwhelmed by the scams? The coal scam, the CWG scam, the other society scam, and there are scams into scams. You think I would have wasted a day into a movement which was not based on solid evidence? You think I would have done it? Not a minute I would have spent into it. But I did it for the sake of myself, my own future, my country, a country which I've loved. I've stayed back in India when I had overseas scholarships available. I stayed back in India to serve the Indian police service out of love and dedication for the service. I love my India. I'm a soldier. I'm a cop. But I'm also a rehabilitator. I'm also a social worker. I run non-profit organizations for the poorest of the poor for 26 years.
So, Ms. Bedi, then debate.
Schools,
then debate.
Schools.
No, so in that case, Ms. Kiran Bedi, I really think you should accept Arvind Kejriwal's challenge of a public debate. He's challenged you to a public debate and you have refused. Why are you running away from a face-off with Kejriwal before Delhi goes to the elections? Kejriwal says, and I quote, "A debate before the elections will give the people of Delhi an opportunity to think about the thinking of parties, to know about the thinking of parties and help them make an informed choice." Why do you differ from this view?
Probably the point is, first of all, it's too late for a debate if you ask me.
Why? You've just been announced.
Too late in the day. First of all, it's too late. No, Arnab, as far as I'm concerned, let me tell you, it's too late in the day. Unfortunately, he believes in debates. I believe in delivery. I believe in delivery. And I love a debate on the floor of the House. If he wins, we'll have many debates on the floor of the House. On the floor of the House, where he will have to be truthful.
Miss
Bedi, whatever he says,
this is a
has to be
different.
truthful.
This is
because
a different.
He's accountable for whatever he says on the floor of the House.
Miss Bedi, in October 2012, in fact, you were the person who had gone public suggesting the need for an open debate. Kiran Bedi had said in October 2012, imagine how wonderful it will be if there is a debate between Sonia Gandhi and Gadkari, then the Congress president and BJP president. As leaders of two main political parties on the lines of Obama versus Romney currently on in television, she said the Indian media should create the demand and they should be the moderators too. She, that is Kiran Bedi, said, from studio to stage, yes we can. Now you're speaking a completely different line vis-a-vis the need for an open debate. I find that a change of position, Ms. Bedi.
For that, we'll have to take the change. Prior to that, we'll have to change the character of the way we run our, the way we, I think it's very uncivil. Doing a debate with him, plus, is a tamasha. And I'm not for a tamasha. I think, tamasha.
Why is it a tamasha? Why is it a tamasha? Arvind Kejriwal versus Kiran Bedi in a debate will be a tamasha, you're saying?
I don't. It's a tamasha.
Why? Why was it not a tamasha when you suggested a similar debate in 2012?
Because unfortunately, that's all he knows. Unfortunately, that's all he knows.
Are you afraid of taking him on directly, on stage or in a contest? You're not even taking on Kejriwal in a direct contest. Let me ask you, you have been asked to contest from Krishna Nagar. You're a confident person. You always say, I'm a confident personality. One of the safest seats for the BJP is Krishna Nagar. As the face of the campaign and someone who is projecting herself as aggressively taking on Arvind Kejriwal, why are you shying away from a direct fight with the Aam Aadmi Party chief? The fact is that as the person leading the party, you could have opted for a tough contest. You are choosing a safe contest. Why have you done so?
I did opt. I did opt.
Then what happened?
I opted. And I'd been telling you, I think these are party decisions which must be respected.
So you wanted to take on Kejriwal directly?
Their choice, but I opted. I opted for entire Delhi, any seat in Delhi.
No, you would have been ready to take on Kejriwal directly.
I've worked in North. Could you let me answer the question? I'm saying, I'd said I've worked in North Delhi. I worked in West Delhi. I worked as DCP traffic in entire Delhi. I worked for Navjyoti India Foundation on drug abuse management in entire Delhi. I worked on Narcotics Control Bureau for entire Delhi. Even now when I do my voluntary work, I do it for entire Delhi. And I do it for all faiths. And I do for the downtrodden. And those downtrodden come from all parts of the city. Friends, so I'm not, that's what I mean.
No, but why do you fight it from a safe constituency then?
But I respect, that's not my choice. It's a choice given to me by the leadership.
What would be your choice?
I accept it.
What would be your choice?
My choice would be my party's choice.
You're being diplomatic there.
You taught me.
I'm not diplomatic at all. I've never been diplomatic. You've not been diplomatic. You're being slightly diplomatic today.
In your early days.
I've never been diplomatic in my early days or in the future days. Anyway, let's move on. Kiran Bedi, I want you to take some straight questions tonight. I know that if you want to, you can be a straight talker. And let me tell you, Kiran Bedi, it doesn't suit you to be diplomatic. And I know that now that you've gone for the political path, there will be people who will want you to be diplomatic. I want to speak to the Kiran Bedi who have been used to speaking to, undiplomatic to the core, straightforward. Even if it means being brusque sometimes.
Diplomacy is...
Yes, Ms. Bedi. So let me ask you.
Let me tell you, diplomacy belongs to the Indian Foreign Service. And the top rankers go to the Indian Foreign Service for diplomacy. Diplomacy is one of the finest art. So don't downgrade it.
Okay, so Ms. Kiran Bedi, you say Narendra Modi's inspirational leadership is what prompted you to join the Bharatiya Janata Party. Just 2 months ago,
Modi file.
Just 2 months ago, you were singing a completely different political tune. I can quote you from the newspapers in November 22nd. I am very strongly public, but I will never be political. Kiran Bedi. Second quote of Kiran Bedi. I am in total social life and public and academic life. Third, I do not run political races. Had I run one, I would have been Delhi's police commissioner. September 2011, I will only raise my voice as an ordinary citizen. August 2013, I am and will always be by nature a non-political person. Now, if I were to ask you, Kiran Bedi, when you were saying all that, were you misleading the people? Were you misleading the people when you were saying all that?
Doesn't thinking evolve?
Evolve?
Can thinking not change?
So much?
And is it a crime to evolve? Is it a crime to evolve? Are we standing still? I was once a school student thinking one way. I was then a college student and a university student. Then I went to the Indian policing. My thinking evolved. Is it a crime?
Did your thinking evolve only after the BJP came to power at the center?
Oh, yes, it did change.
Really?
I must tell you how it changed.
That's double standards.
See this? This is the way. No, 1 minute. Mr. Arnab Goswami, if my answer doesn't suit you, look at me, the way I'd been tracking him. These are my files which was keeping of Mr. Modi from 18/8/2013. How I was tracking the way he was changing India. The way he was changing India, the way he was deciding, and subjects which he was changing India never became a subject in your debates.
Miss Bedi.
Never became a subject.
Miss Bedi.
I had to retain.
No, Miss Bedi.
And I had a similar file on governance.
No, I can ask you.
Not only on Mr. Modi.
No, Miss.
I had one on governance as well.
So, Miss Kiran Bedi.
I must listen.
Miss Kiran Bedi, 1 minute. 1 minute. You're showing me a file.
That's the inspiration.
No, you're showing me a file. And you are saying
yes,
that you picked on subjects positive towards Narendra Modi, which people like me never had a time for. Fine. Okay. First of all, I don't know whose file that is. It's your file or a file given to you by the BJP. I don't know.
That's my...
Second point. Second point.
Oh, sorry. Come on, Behib.
Come on.
Now, listen. That's not acceptable. Sorry. I'm sorry. Before we proceed... Now, 1 minute. Before we proceed, either you trust me or write me off. Either you trust me or you write me. But you have no business to say, I do not know whether it's your file. When I'm saying it's my file, I think you need to respect it.
Okay, so suppose it's your file. Let's say we concede that it is your file.
Now,
One second. Miss Kiran Bedi, can I ask you a counter question?
It is my
One
file.
second.
And I want to also show you another file.
What are these
files? I also want to show you another file called governance. So these are governance files.
So what does it mean?
Governance. Look at this.
No, what does it mean?
Means I've been tracking governance. I've been tracking governance.
Okay, so here's a question.
I've been not only tracking Mr. Modi, I'm looking at and governance, how India was changing.
Miss Bedi.
Because till now it was all black. Now things changed. That is what made me change.
Miss Bedi now.
That is what inspired
me. So Miss Bedi now.
It inspired me that India is becoming first.
So Kiran Bedi, can I now
Delhi
your point, can
first.
I ask you a follow-up on that, please, with your permission? Yes. Now the point is, you mentioned governance. At 7 minutes past 10, 1 minute, at 7 minutes past 10, on September 15th, 2012, a person called Kiran Bedi tweets, A, has the Chief Minister, referring to Narendra Modi, taken leave of absence from work? Who grants it? 3-day fast by a Chief Minister means government coming to a standstill. Who pays for this? Who pays for this? Ask Kiran Bedi. Are you still curious about who paid for the Sadbhavna fast? No, 1 second. Then...
It's very interesting. It's very interesting.
What?
1 minute. I think you're cherry picking.
No, I'm picking up. There are many such quotes.
And I think it's unethical. No. I think you're going the unethical route.
What's unethical? I'm quoting you. What's unethical about it?
Because you're cherry picking. I'm sorry. It's unethical.
I'm not cherry picking in the least.
And I've written 20,000 tweets. You are cherry picking, Mr. Arnab Goswami. Please don't do that with me.
Miss
Go
Bedi,
to the holistic thing.
Miss Bedi.
20,000.
Okay, fine.
20,000 of which thousands will be ever since the change is
Okay, so Miss Bedi, first of all, I take
that. It's your duty to inform people correctly.
So here's Miss Bedi. You make a point and you make an accusation. You say, Arnab, you are cherry picking. First of all, I take exception with respect to your accusation of cherry picking because I don't cherry pick. If you want me to cherry pick, I'll cherry pick 5 other quotes.
You have cherry picked. Because you haven't spoken about the ones which inspired me.
No, 1 second. That's recent, you see. Those are recent. So my question to you is 1 minute. By the
No,
way,
it's not recent.
Miss Bedi,
it's not recent.
Miss Bedi.
It goes back to even prior Goa Convention.
Okay, now you really provoked me. You said you're cherry picking, you're making accusations back. I'll quote another context. August 2011, Miss Kiran Bedi, you point fingers at two BJP leaders. Their names are Gopinath Munde, the late Gopinath Munde, and Anant Kumar at the Ramlila Madan, and you say, quote, look at them.
I have to go on to the next channel. I can't go on.
Miss Bedi, 1 minute.
I have to go on to another channel.
Miss Bedi, you came late. I waited. You must give me 5 minutes more.
There are 4 others.
1 minute, Miss Bedi.
I'm sorry.
Miss Bedi,
I can't go on.
Miss Bedi,
no, I'm sorry.
You have to give me 5 minutes more.
And I'm duty bound to.
Then, but Miss Bedi,
No,
since you came 15
question,
minutes late, I can ask for 5 minutes more. 5 minutes more.
Ask me one last question. There are 4 in the queue. I'm sorry.
Miss Bedi,
I give you,
these are important questions, Miss Bedi. Okay, so here's a few quick questions. Okay, let's go with a few quick questions. Few quick questions, Miss Bedi. Okay, few quick questions in the run-up to Kejriwal. No, one second.
And this is the beginning of our interviews.
Miss Bedi, just 3 quick questions. Okay, we'll go very quickly. One question is, in the run-up to Kejriwal formally announcing the formation of the Aam Aadmi Party, you had said you won't become part of it because you were a neutral voice. I want to ask you, what made you lose your neutral voice? Why have you succumbed to formally subscribe to another political ideology?
Wonderful. I've moved from neutrality to a national voice. To a national voice. And it's my choice. And I have a right to my choice. So, Anna
Hazare was your mentor. 1 second. Anna Hazare was your mentor. You had accused Arvind Kejriwal of not taking him into confidence. Miss Bedi, the question is on Anna Hazare.
Please come to the next one. Oh, let's go.
Well, you know, the point you're asking, you get into serious and straightforward questions, that's a response. I do hope that Kiran Bedi in her future interviews to Times Now takes those and even more tougher questions. I had several more questions for Kiran Bedi. Maybe next time we'll get her on with Arvind Kejriwal. These interviews will continue.